How you guys doing? Haven't done too many videos, but I thought I would do one today. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be talking to some middle school uh, young men about manhood. And so I just thought I'd think through some of my ideas of what a man is. And so I really want to be able to connect with them. And I was thinking about manhood in terms of strength. That might be a little bit stereotypical, but I think it's something that they can relate to and something they aspire to. But I thought about four areas of strength that define what a man is. First, we could talk about physical strength. And then we could talk about emotional strength. After that, I was thinking that I would push them in the area of intellectual strength. And then finally, and last but definitely not least, spiritual strength. And I thought that those four areas would be important in helping them redefine what it means to be a man. I live in the city, in the inner city. Young men right now are in crisis. Black young men are especially in crisis. 1 out of 3 are going to be in prison at some time in their life. And I've seen that even bear witness, even in loved ones around me. And so um, I know the statistics. I know that even more young black men will be heading towards prison than going to college. And I'm not satisfied with those numbers. And so I feel that as leaders, we need to step up and we need to do something about it. And so that physical strength, encouraging them to take care of their bodies, to exercise, to stay physically fit, to be attentive to how they eat. We eat horrible in the black community. We eat the worst probably of all people in the whole nation. Um, and so we need to learn how to eat better in moderation. Our emotional strength, we need to be a little bit more emotionally stable. Guys are walking around with a chip on their shoulder. Somebody steps on their new Nikes, and they're enraged. They're emboldened with anger, and so we need to really have that emotional strength to be consistent and stable, and not to allow various circumstances to throw us off. And then we're talking about intellectual strength, really to develop the mind, to take serious the opportunities of academics and school, to be able to critically think, to ask tough questions, and really just develop the mind. It's something that needs to always be pushed. And our academic record in the inner city is not good. And while I know the schools are definitely inferior to many schools around the nation, um, I think that we have to take what we got. It's like a game of cards. Whatever hand you got to play to the fullest. And so even with a bad hand, we got to play hard, and do what we can with what we got. And so we really need to develop that intellectual strength. And then finally, that spiritual strength. Spiritual strength is so needed. And I think about in the black community how we've even gotten so far to this point, um, through slavery, Jim Crow, the black codes, lynchings, discrimination, police brutality. I mean, all kinds of challenges that we faced, and it's really the spiritual strength of the black community, especially in the church, that has got us to this point. But I think that we're at a crisis mode where people are turning to so many different things. Some folks are even going atheist or human secularism and all these things. But we need to realize how we got to the point to which we're at now. And we got here through faith. And so I believe that through spiritual strength, men that are seeking to please God, and live not only in the physical world but in the spiritual world, prayer warriors, um, who see past the temporal but understand that there's an eternal aspect to life. I think that is so important in our communities. And so there, I believe, is what a man is all about. We're talking about physical strength, we're talking about emotional strength, we're talking about intellectual strength, and we're talking about spiritual strength. Holla at me, freestyle with me, let me know what you're thinking. Thanks.